Hello. Welcome to Code with NM. I am Nilesh Maurya, a software engineer, founder of Code with NM, and your educator. And today we are going to start with Data Analyst #1. And this is from beginner to make you market ready data analyst. So I'm very much excited for this session as we are going to start with data analysts. And hope you have watched the previous live, which was the complete roadmap of data analysis and how to be a data analyst. In that live, I've already shown many things, that what is the role of data analyst, what are the responsibilities, what will be the salary, and much more. So let's start with today's session. And before jumping into this, so before I teach you a single line of code today, I want you to imagine something. Okay, so imagine you're working in a company and your manager hands you an Excel sheet with 2 million rows of sales data and say, I need inside by tomorrow morning. You open the Excel and it freezes. It just can't handle that much data. Your laptop fan starts sounding like an aeroplane taking off, and you are sitting there at 11 p.m. panicking because Excel, the tool you trusted your entire career, just gave up on you. Now, imagine a different version of you. A version who opens their laptop, writes few lines of Python code, and within seconds, that same 2 million rows are cleaned, summarized, and turned into a report. That second version of you, that's who you are going to become starting from today. So, welcome to Python for Data Analyst live session #1 right here on Code with NM. And in next 2 hours, we are going from I never touch pandas in my life to I can explore a real company dataset like a professional data analyst. So let's go. Yes, of course, in the live chat, Python can handle any large amount of data. Okay, why it matters? Why every data analyst learns Python? So let's talk about the seriousness of the moment, because I don't want to you to learn Python just because everyone says learn Python. I want you to understand exactly why it matters for a data analyst. Okay. So let's break down it. Point 1, Excel breaks, Python doesn't. So Excel is a fantastic tool. I'm not against it. It is a fantastic tool for small data only. But the moment your data set cross a few 100,000 rows, Excel start to lag, crash, or simply refuse to open the file. Python, on the other hand, can comfortably handle millions and millions of rows on an ordinary laptop. In chat, Shashank is saying use database SQL, Oracle, MongoDB because it can handle heavy data. So database is used to store datas, but the processing over those datas can be achieved through any programming language. And here I'm talking about Python, and why Python, I'm explaining that. Are we going to analyze any large data today? Of course not, because this is the first session and we are going to handle the data, but that won't be that big or large because we are just starting with the data analysis. And if I introduce you all with a huge data, so might you will understand, but many out there are beginner, they are starting from scratch, so they need to first understand why Python, why this data, what is this data, how the data behaves, and then we can slowly jump onto the big data sets. Yes, let's jump onto the point 2, automation. Do it once and reuse it forever. So in Excel, if you get a new file every Monday, you repeat the same clicks, the same filter, the same formula every single week. But in Python, you write the logic once. Next Monday, you just run the same script or Python file on new file or new data, and it's done within seconds. So this is the power of Python. Let's take a real world analogy. Excel is like washing your clothes by hand every day. Python is like owning a washing machine. Set it once and it does the repetitive work for you every time. Third, reporting at scale. So company doesn't just want one report, they want daily, dashboard, weekly, summarize, monthly performance report, often across dozens of department or region. Doing this manually in Excel is full-time nightmare. Python can handle all of this report automatically and schedule it without a human click in a single button. So this is the power of Python. The last is industry standards. Nearly every modern data analyst job description today lists Python, specifically Pandas, as a requirement or preferred skill. Right alongside SQL and Excel, company use it because first of all it is free, incredibly powerful, and has a massive ecosystem of tools built specially for data work. By end of today, you won't just know Python, you will understand why a data analyst reaches for it the moment Excel start struggling. So here is another example I've took for you all, that what is the difference between Excel and a Python. So it's simply like understand an Excel as a bicycle. You can travel a short distance with the help of a bicycle, but you can't travel a long. So it is not that dependable. But in Python, it is like a car. First, we need to learn car, and it takes months or weeks depending on your grasping power. Same like Python, it can be done in weeks or month. But once you learn car, you can travel it across cities, across state, and if possible across country also. That means if data is increasing daily, so we just run the code and it will do the same task for daily analysis. Yes, of course, that's what the power of coding, and that's what the power of Python itself, and that is known as automation. Why I need to do same code again and again, but it mainly depends on what type of data you're working on. If you change the type of data itself, you need to sit again and code it. Okay, so let's jump onto first the roadmap of today's. So today's roadmap is nothing but first understanding why before how. Okay, this is the major understanding for the beginners out there, because what they see on, they just search data analyst on Google and they say, okay, I need to do Python, I need to do Excel, I need to do SQL, and they directly jump on to Python, and then they start thinking of, okay, how is this code is working? So better to understand how, first you understand why Python. So I've already given an ample of example. Second is NumPy, this engine behind fast numerical computing. Of course, the data is in the numerical format. Then Pandas, the tool that makes data analysis feel effortless. And CSV file, working with real messy real world data, which is inside CSV file. And explore dataset, investigating our own company dataset, which I have already created a sample data of employees.csv. So by the end of this 2 hours or more, you will have explored a real 100 plus employee company data, just like a data analyst would work on their first day. Okay, because we just not need to learn what is data analyst and what is Python and other stuff. We also need to make sure that we are learning on an industry standards. So let's start with what is NumPy. So jumping onto the code and everything, first let's understand what is NumPy is all about. So NumPy stands for numerical Python. It stands for numerical Python. It's a library, meaning a pre-written collection of code that lets you work with numbers, especially large list of numbers, extremely fast. Let's take a real world analogy for you all to understand it better. If Python is fully equipped kitchen, NumPy is high speed food processor. You could chop vegetables with a knife, that is plain Python. But if you need to prepare food for 10,000 people, you need that food processor. Simple. And again, before jumping on to VS Code, there is two things. Majorly, this is a beginner mistake. They usually think of NumPy as list because both are defined by box bracket, so they think as an list is also a box bracket, NumPy is also box bracket in Python. So here is something most beginner don't realize. A normal Python list is flexible, but that flexibility comes with a cost. It's slow for heavy number chunking. This happens because a Python list can hold a mix of different data types. It can hold a number, a string, and all the things like boolean also. So all in the same list, we can define everything in a same list. I can define my name, I can define my age, I can define my address, I can define my uh, what male or female. So male is true, so this type of boolean value I can define in a list. So that makes list a flexible one, but it is slow because of that. Why? Because Python need to check the type of each and every item inside that list. I will answer that. Let me complete this. On other hand, NumPy array force everything to be the same data type. Because of that restriction, NumPy can process the entire array using highly optimized low level code, make it 10 or 100 times faster than a normal Python list for numerical work. Okay. Before taking the real world example, I need to answer one doubt in the live chat. Bro, I have a question. What is the difference between tuple and list? So list is mutable and tuple is immutable, and the basic difference is tuple is defined by the parenthesis round bracket, and in list we have a box bracket, and other things are same, but the major difference is in. And if you are not sure about this, make sure you go to code with an M playlist, and I have already done a detailed video about this list and tuple in Python known as collection. So on collection, I've done a very detailed video in on all the operations of it. So make sure you go through it. And for the people here who are new and the beginner and not they aren't aware of how the Python, you must know about the data types in Python, you must know about the collections in Python, you must know about the function operators in Python. So make sure you go through my playlist and watch up till #4 or #5. In that playlist you will come to know each and everything about Python, and then you can start with the NumPy, because this is now advanced part of Python. I have covered in that bootcamp basic and intermediate. Now it's advanced part because we are jumping into data analyst domain. Okay, now let's take a real world analogy for this. So a Python list is like a delivery truck carrying random size box. The driver has to carefully arrange each one differently, but a NumPy array is like a truck carrying identical stackable container. Loading and unloading is instant because everything is uniform. And I was talking about the beginner mistake. So beginners often think list and array are basically the same thing, but mind it, they are not. Array are a completely different specialized structure built for speed and mathematical operations. So array nothing but NumPy in Python, and list is it can hold it has a flexibility, so it can hold multiple or different types of data types and data in it. That's why it is slow. So now let's jump onto the coding part, and let me open my VS Code. So I hope this is visible, and I have already have that employees.csv. I will show you. Before that, we need to install two things, which is Pandas and NumPy. So I've already done it, but for you all, I will share the command. And those who are seeing this video offline, don't worry about it. Each and everything, each and every codes, each and every command, each and every installation part, I will be sharing this in a PDF format in my Discord. So make sure you join my Discord. And just copy paste it and hit enter, and it will say successfully install NumPy hyphen the version and pandas and yeah, I will share the CSV file once we start working on the CSV. Okay, those who are not sure what is this pip install NumPy and pandas, so let me also give you an example. Think of I'm working on, okay, no worries, that's good, you're working on spider. uh, Let me give you example what is pip and everything. So think of this like an installing an app on your phone before you can use it. So pip is nothing but it's Python app store. Pip is nothing but Python app store, like your Play Store, or if you're using an iPhone, it's an app store, and it downloads a library from the internet and install it in your machine one time only. The same thing you do in your phone, installing Instagram, WhatsApp, or whatsoever application you do in your phone, it's the same thing here. No, it's fine. If you're using Spider, I think you already installed it. I'm doing it in terminal because people out there are aware of now the VS Code terminal, and I'm doing it here. Okay, so Discord link is not provided for new. Okay, let me share the Discord link to. Just a second. Yeah, I've shared the Discord link, and this link will be in the comment section once this video will be offline, and I will be pinging this link so you all can join. And the all of you, those who have already joined my Discord, they are just joining the Discord, and I think you all never worked with or never used Discord. So how it works is, once you joined it, I have a certain set of rule. So let me quickly show you that too. So once you join the Discord, this is how you will be welcomed, with your name and with my introduction. And to get started, means this is a task you need to perform. Once you joined it, you need to introduce yourself in #introduce yourself channel, and you can check the roadmap and other things also. So what you need to do, you just need to hit on the link, Discord link, and then you will be able to see welcome channel, and then you need to go to #introduce, and here you need to just introduce yourself, your name, what you are learning, if you are a BTech student, BSc student, MCA student, and which college you belong, or if you are working professional, what is your current role and responsibility. And once you introduce yourself, you will get the all the details and access to all the channels. If you only joining with the link, you won't get any access. You can see the channel, but nothing inside the channel is accessible to you. So make sure you introduce yourself, and then you get the access to Discord and other things. Okay, because many people have joined the Discord, and they have started using this and asking their doubt and coding and improving their self. So make sure you won't be behind them. This is a race. Life is a race, and you cannot run fast. So you will broken like a egg. So make sure you join the Discord and start learning it. It's never late. In my eyes, it's never late, but it is late if you're not starting it. You need to start somewhere else and or somewhere. So this is the place you need to start it. Join the Discord, and you can connect with me over there with your doubts and everything. Let me give you one live example. There is one student who is not good at programming. He's a beginner, and also he's not good at English. So he daily just ping me at night after my live or after my work at 11 or 10, after 10:30 or 11 p.m, and he just clear his doubt about loops, where to use for loops, where to use uh, while loop, what is the difference between them, how to use operators, and I'm loving to help him in that way. So it is a very personal for him, because he don't want to be publicly asking this doubt. Maybe he is shy, or might be he has his own reason, but he is learning there, and he already learned about the for loop, and he is doing fantastic code. I don't want to reveal his name, but he is doing very good there. So this type of interaction is possible on Discord. So make sure you join it, or if you are not introvert, you can ask any of your doubt in general channel, and there are other channels too. Have you I got into the Discord. Your name? Time. Okay, people are joining right now only. Just refresh it if you are joining the Discord in welcome. If you're joining, just refresh it, and after refresh, you will be able to. Let me check. Once you click on the link, if you're using the browser, just refresh your Discord from the browser, or else. Yes, I can see the. Yeah, you should be able to introduce yourself. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, I've seen. I've got the. I get a notification on my cell phone once any one of you join the Discord. That way, I've wired it. So I got your a notification once you joined, and I think after refresh, you will be able to uh, get the access to introduce yourself. Okay. So let's start. Once you all of you have installed it. Yeah, Shashank is growing exponentially in the world of software engineering as being a student, but he is doing very well in Python. Some of the places you lack, and with my feedback, I think you already started working on it, and you spend a ample amount of time on it. So that is good. He's just introspecting into himself and spending time on the code and with himself, and the logical thinking he is developing. So very good, and your progress is very good, Sashank. I'm impressed. Okay, so now let's start with, or else people will say I just created app.py. Simple. You whatever name of your file you want to give it, you can give it. And let's see the first code. After installation, you can import NumPy. So importing NumPy simply is import NumPy as np, because I don't want to use NumPy again and again. So I am renaming as np itself. Okay. So for the I hope my screen is visible. Now it should be visible. Okay, before jumping into the more codes and everything, let's have an understanding of NumPy, which is nothing but an array. So an array is a container that holds multiple value of the same type. This is important. It holds multiple value. That is very common. But the difference between list and arrays, array can hold multiple values of the same type, and list can hold multiple values of any type. This is a major difference between, and might people can ask you in the interview, so jot it down. uh, if you have your handbook or notebook handy, or else just write in your code somewhere if you are coding with me. Okay, they arrange in a grid like structure. Think of it like a 1D array, one dimensional array. Why I'm saying this, we will be seeing 2D array, 3D array once we will be jumping on to computer vision, ML and deep learning. Those, that is very long, but I'm saying it today. We are seeing 1D array. And what is 1D array? It is a single row, single row, that is known as 1D array. And 2D array is nothing but a table. Table means with a row and column. You already understood what is table. It consists of rows and columns. That is 2D array. What is 1D array? Simply one row is 1D array. So you can imagine what will be 3D array. Okay. If you want a real world analogy, I can give you a real world example of 1D array. Is let me think. 1D array is like a single shelf of identical jars, and 2D array is like a full pantry cupboard, multiple shelves, and each shelves holding each jar. Okay. So let me add one comment for you all to understand, creating a simple 1D array. And let's start coding. I will be creating one variable name as scores, and np dot array, and let's have a few value inside it. So 85, and let's say 90 and 78. I'm just adding random values. 88. Okay, for this example I've had, and let's directly print scores. And of course we will be also printing the type of scores. Let's first understand what is the type of scores. So here what we have done, we have created array, and array is a part of NumPy library. And here NumPy I've imported as np, because I don't want to write NumPy each and everywhere again and again. I'm a bit lazy. That's why I've named it as np. You can name it whatever you want. NumPy as your name also, it is fine, but be professional. NP is understandable. It is a short of NumPy. Okay, so here with the help of library NumPy, I have called array, and then I've created array with the same type. This all numbers are integer. They all are integer, same data types, and I have added 5 items to this array. Then I'm printing simply the score, because this everything I've stored in the score. I'm printing this, and also I'm checking the type of this. Let's save it, and to execute it, Python, and our file name is app.py, and let's hit enter. And if terminal is visible, you can see it's a single row. This is known as 1D array, and this is line number 5 printing print score. So it directly print all the data it's hold, and the type of it is nothing but NumPy ND array. ND, and we know this N is the 1D, 2D or 3D. We know it's 1D, so it's 1D array. Hope this is clear. If this is clear, let's jump on to 2D array. Yes, but you can say it's same as multi-directional and multi-dimensional list, but I would rather say it is multi-dimensional array, because in list there can be other data types too, but in array it's more specifically the same data type. Okay, let's see a 2D array, and let me remove this, and let me remove this too, and let me add new comment, 2D array, and it will hold three, let's take students and two subjects. So I'm not sure which programming language you all started. If you are started with Python itself, so learn the concept of 1D or 2D array over here only. But if you started with C, C++, Java, you must be aware of this concept. If not, then learn it here only. Okay. So I'm creating a variable, and np dot same thing, the code will be the same, but here I will be creating 2D array, and how this will look like, let's see. And so this is how a 2D array looks like. So in start only I've already told you about this. If you are good at mathematics a bit, not that much, so you will understand few things over here. Okay, so this is nothing but 2D array. Okay, but here you don't need to know other programming, it's just the basic mathematics. If you know matrices, this is a concept of matrices, so we know matrix addition, matrix multiplication. If you know all that, and we have come 2D matrix addition, 2D multiplication of matrices, or 3D multiplication of matrices. If you know matrices, this will be easy, and if you don't know, please watch some video on matrices, or learn what is array, 1D array, 2D array, and 3D array here only. Because going further from here, this is the start of array in data analyst, then on ML or data science it will be much more difficult, and when I come with the on computer vision part or AI part, this will be on next. Then it for you it will be a rocket science if you don't understand right here right away. Okay, so this is a 2D array. Imagine this is as a table itself. Imagine this is a table with a row. So this is row, line number 5 is row, line number 6 is row, line number 7 is row. What is column? 80, 78, 92 is column. 90, 88 and 95 is another column. So in vertically it is a column, and horizontally it is a row. Understood? That's why I told you in definition, 2D array is nothing but a combination of rows and columns. It is a table. Okay, let's print this simply. We will say print, and this is I'm just for you explaining 1D and 2D array. That's why I'm taking the hard coded value. In this live only we will be explaining data from CSV2. Okay, and not visible. Let me zoom out a bit, and let's say shape and colon, and this is something new, shape, and comma is, let me have the comma. Okay, let's save it again, the same. And if you let me zoom in, if you see the output, first one is nothing but the simply print one. So we have just printed and exactly it how it print. But if you see the shape, now what is shape? So many times in real world, if you are working with millions and millions of data, now my mic is working fine. Mic issue, sorry for that, but this wiring and everything is not in my control. But I hope this is now clear. And now what is shape? Shape is facing mic issue in between. Okay, sorry for that. Apologies for that. But right now, if it is fine, I can continue in explaining. Just give me a feedback, and feedback is most important thing from you all. Is it okay now, Mike? Okay, thank you. So shape is nothing but if you're working with millions and millions of data and you want to know your data is set in 2D or 1D or 3D. So shape defines it. So the first thing is it says this is the number of rows and the second one is the number of columns. So this is the shape of my 2D array, my data itself. And we need to check shape uh, not again and again, only once when you start with new data set, because in real world we don't go and touch the CSV file, the Excel file, and double click and open it and check the data. No, we do it through Python only. Okay, now for this code, let me zoom on a bit and let me explain few things here, which is the beginner mistakes, which the learners, those who are starting with the data analyst or Python, they usually do. So first thing first, forgetting import NumPy as NP at the top of the file, this file, Python will throw a name error, name NP is not defined. So make sure you always have all the imports at the top. Okay. And the second is mixing data types inside an array like NP dot and just having like this mixing of data types. This is string and this is integer. So mixing this type of datas inside array or numpy will silently convert everything to text. So this text means nothing but this all will convert into string itself, which usually we don't want when we are working with numpy or array or we are doing data analysis. So make sure you always define the data in a same data type we are working on. For example, if we are working on string, everything should be string. If you are working with integer, everything should be integer. These are the common beginner mistakes learners do. Okay, up till now, if there is any doubt, you can ask me in the chat, or else I will continue. Let me wait for a few seconds. I don't want to just go ahead and everything is going above your head. I don't want that. If nothing is clear, you can ask me that you didn't get the 2D array one. I will be re-explaining this to you all. And the people who are joining the Discord and introducing themselves right away, just make sure after introduction you refresh your Discord and you will get all the access to Discord itself. Okay. Yes. Consider array as a method inside the library NumPy. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. And also let's continue on the PPT part. Let me open that too. Okay. So we have already understand what is NumPy. We have seen two codes on it. So let me jump onto the next part. So why our Python list is slow? I've already explained you this, and why NumPy is fast. That also I've explained you, and we have already seen uh, our first NumPy array 1D and 2D also, which is nothing but a full table with rows and columns. That is 2D array. I explained you, and the next part is operators. One line, every value updated, and here no loop is required. For example, if you're working with uh, multiple datas, and for example you have an student database, you want to update the roll number or percentage of each and every student, you basically each and everyone will think we need to use for loop, while loop, or any type of loop to update datas of each and every student. Yes, but here is in array operation, there is where NumPy truly shines. You can perform a mathematical operation on entire array in a single line. No loop is required. Let's take a real world analogy. Imagine giving every employee in a 120 person company a 10% salary hike. For example, there is a company with a 120 employees, and you need to give 10% salary hike. With a normal list, you need have to go person by person. And how you can go person by person? Using loop. But with the help of NumPy array, you can increase each and every one salary by 10% at the same time, instantly. That is the power of NumPy array. And how we can do it? Let's jump onto the code and let's see it. You understand my question first? What is the power of NumPy array? If I want to increase the salary of 100 plus employees in normal Python, I need to use loops to do it, because it will increase the salary of each and everyone one at a time. And but with the help of arrays, numpys, we can do it in one single go. We can increase each and everyone's salary. And how to do it? Let's see through code. So let me clear the console first, and let's remove this code, and let's first create salaries, and it should be an array, of course. And let's say one salary is 40,000. Let's say someone's salary is 55,000. Let's say someone's salary is 62,000. Sorry, extra zero. Okay, here also one extra zero. Someone's salary is 48,000. Random number. I'm just taking a random number. Someone's salary is 71,000. Okay, let's deal with the 5 items only inside it. And let's say new salary. I need a new variable because we are increasing the salary by certain percentage. And let's say our old salary, and we need to increase by a certain percentage. And let's give 10% hike. So what is a 10% hike in mathematics? Should I do into 10%? Should I do this? This is my question to you all, those are watching me live, or else those who will watch this video offline. If you're good at math, if I want to increase the salary by 10%, should I do into 10? Let's see who is good at mathematics. Let me quickly jump onto live chat. Okay, good enough people are watching in a. Would wouldn't NumPy use loops internally? Yeah, but I don't want to go how NumPy has been created. Okay, Shashi Kiran says yes, provided which is nothing but Shashank. So Shank says no, 10 by 100 into salary. So what is 10 by 100? 10 by 100 is 1 upon 10. What is 1 upon 10? So if you understand, I will write the answer and let's see who understand this. This is the appropriate answer. I need to increase their salary by 1.10. If you get this, it's okay. If you won't get this, then I need to stop teaching programming for a bit and I need to teach you mathematics. How many of you are getting this salary into 1 into 10? Or else you want me to teach you maths of this. Maths means the logic of the simple. It will take few minutes, but I will explain this to you if you want. So comment it and I'm happy to explain you how this number comes. Shashank is yes, no. If you get this 1.10, if you already got this, say yes, I can continue. If not, say no, and I will explain this to you. So we won't waste time on thinking. Say yes or no, simple. Got it. Basic salary into 10. Of course, that's the that's the correct answer. So people are smart enough. My learners are very smart enough. I'm proud of you all. Okay, those who didn't get it, no worries. I will tell you how this 1.10 came. So simply 1 is 100. Understand this? Understand. If you each and everyone who already know this, if not, just understand this right away. 1 is 100 and that 0.10 is nothing but our 10%. Okay. This is our 10% what we are giving and this is 100. Now what is this 100? This 100 is their original salary because we want to give raise 10% in their original salary. Understood that this is a simple mathematics, but I know this is not very simple. I am good at maths from childhood, but I think not everyone is. So don't get this because I'm not good at English. Understand this. I am not good at English, so I'm learning English. You might be good at English, so there is nothing to get a setback on this if you didn't get it. Understand this. One is 100% and 100% nothing but their salary and of this salary because it should be remain same way intact. For example, let's take first one 40,000. So 1.10% means their first salary should be 40,000. It should be 40,000 only. Inside this 40,000 we are increasing 10%. Understood this? In maths you can say like 10 upon 100 into or else 40,000 into 1 by 10 into 100 if you are not getting this maths. So how you calculate percentage? At the end you multiply by 100, but I am not doing here. I am just simplified that equation. And after simplifying it I get to this number 1.10 and which is nothing but base salary, their base salary into 10. Now you got it or not? 15% decrease 0.85. Yes, of course. I think you got it. Tanim, you got it, but still others didn't get it. I will take some example to make you understand. Okay, yes, no in the chat or else I can continue. Understand this one. Okay, let me just comment it down. uh, this that one current pay, let me type it, represent as 1. Okay, I will have this thing commented, so people those who are offline also they will understand this. Let me comment this over here, and how it works. Enter, and here I will say enter, and of course here I will say enter. And let me, okay, current pay represent as 1, which is the 100%, 40,000. Increase is 0.10, which is 10% added value on in that 40,000, and total multiplies 1.10 combines the original pay. So because if you directly multiply by 10%, their original salary will be affected. So we don't want to affect their original salary. On their original salary, we are giving 10%. So this is the explanation to it, and also I will thank you, thank you. He says, yes, bro, your explanation is exponential. Because I know the concept, that's why. If someone doesn't know the concept, is not clear to them, they will flumber and they will stuck at that topic. But I majorly think on examples and examples, because as human being, I also understand with different example. If one example didn't hit, might the other example will hit me. Okay, let's continue the code, and this is a raise we have already given. Let's print the new salary, of course, and we will see how much percentage after 10%, how much the salary will increase from 40 or 50,000, 62,000, etc. Okay, and if okay, I will be adding few things later on. Let's first see this. Let me zoom in a bit before executing, and simple, the command is Python app, and you can see 40,000, 10% is 4,000, which is nothing but 44,000. 55,000, 10%, I don't want you to do maths, it's simply 5,500, which is nothing but 60,500, and so on. So each and every one of them got 10% raise, and this is the power of NumPy. So if you use the for loop, then you need to do this calculation of 10%. If you are not sure how, because at that time this formula might work, might not work, because at that time we are taking individual employee, and then we are calculating 10% of their salary, and then we are updating it inside a loop. So basic Python will take some time and few more lines of code, but with the help of NumPy, it's just one line of code, and we have done this. And this is I have done for 5. If your company size is more than 3 lakh, like Google or IBM or Microsoft, they have more than 3 lakhs of employee, they can just have this one line of code, and they can increase each and everyone's salary, but they won't do it. You also know it. Okay, I hope you understand it. Let's go furthermore, and let's see whose salaries is average, who is the highest salary here, and who has the lowest salary. So it's nothing but print avg. Okay, if you want, I can type complete thing, salary, and let's call salaries dot mean. And remember, I'm doing it not on the new salary, I'm doing it on their original salary, means without 10% hike. You can do it with the new salary also. That is the homework for you. The same thing. And this mean, and I'm taking the mean and max and minimum. These are all the functions, you can say, inside the NumPy. Okay. I'm just using it to show you this type of function is there in NumPy. We can use it, or in Python, simply in Python. It is directly there in Python. Salaries dot max, sorry, my bad, typo, and nothing but lowest one. Salary dot mean. So these are the basic Python functions. Let's save it, clear the console, and execute it, and you can see the average salary is 55,200, and this is the highest salary is 7100, which is nothing but, you can see here, This is the highest salary. Wait a minute. Sir, where is 55200? I can't see 55200 in your original salary. How it came? I will explain you that. How this in output, if you see, here is the output. You can see, let me zoom it a more. See, the average salary. Let me comment this also so it won't create a confusion for you all. Save it. Let me rerun it again. Okay, so average salary 55200, but here if you see, I don't have any 55200. I have 5500. So how it came? That is, I think if you got it, you got it. If not, I will explain you. The highest salary is 7100 here, and the lowest salary is 40,000. So how this 55200 came is nothing but from line number 12, and it is mean of each and everything. So what is mean? Anyone? It's basic mathematics. What is mean? Few seconds. I will give you a few seconds to answer this. What is mean? I think this is grade 5th or grade 6. We have learned mean, median, mode. I think a few of them now doing Google. They're secretly typing. What is mean? Meantime, for you all, I will do this. Well, to make you understand how that came. Average. Perfect. Mean is nothing but the average, and I was calculating here on for you all. The means actually average, and how you calculate average is nothing but just add 40,000, 55,000, 62,000, 48,000, 71,000, and divide by 5 because the number of items inside array is 5. So the output is 55,200, which is nothing but our mean, which is average salary. That answer is here only. Here only I have just written its average salary means addition of all the items inside the array and divided by the number of items. This is the formula for mean itself. Yes, sum of salary divided by the number of salary. Of course, he is smart enough. Tamin, and that is correct answer. So that's the formula, and it change on depending on the what is inside the array, of course. So I think everyone now know what is mean. Okay, so again, before jumping onto the next topic, I will tell you the common mistakes beginners might do. I'm saying might, you all are all smart enough, those who are watching me, but let me just cover those points too. So trying to do salary into this line, I'm talking about line number 5, trying to do salary into 1.10 on a normal Python list. This doesn't multiply each value, it actually repeat the list, causing an error since 1.10 isn't a whole number for the list. Okay, and second is forgetting that operations like dot mean returns a new value. They don't change the original array unless and until you assign it. For example, this is a new value. 55,200 is a new value generated with the help of mean function, but it won't override this value inside your array unless and until you tell this code, Python code, to do it. Okay, so this type of things people forget, and while working with the real data, they do a mean of that data, but they forget to override that data with the newly calculated data, and then they start doing their predictions and other stuffs, and their majorly their predictions will always be wrong. Okay, So let's jump on to the next topic and let me open the PPT. Up till now, if it is clear, NumPy. And these are the basic things I've covered in NumPy. Majorly we use this only, and there are complex things also, but once we jump onto that part, I will be exploring in that part and coding and everything to you in front of you all. Okay, so next topic is nothing but pandas. So first thing first, what is pandas? So Panda is nothing but a library built on top of NumPy. This is important to understand. Panda is a library built on top of NumPy, specially designed to work with structure, table like data, rows and columns, which is nothing but 2D array, just like an Excel sheet or a database table. So if you know the database table, nothing but a schema. If you know the schema in SQL or MongoDB, so if there is a table like structure, so table like structure usually we see in Excel like rows and columns. So with that data, means 2D data, we use Python to work on that type of data. Let's say real world analogy, if NumPy is the engine of a car, pandas is the entire car, steering wheel, dashboard, seat, build using that engine. Which is the engine? NumPy is the engine. So pandas is built on top of NumPy, which is nothing but panda is built with the help of NumPy, and it's specifically designed so a human can drive it comfortably. What? Car. So NumPy handles raw numbers, Panda handles real world labeled messy data. This is the definition of pandas. Now, before continuing, why pandas? As a data analyst, you will rarely work with plain array of a number. Okay, in real world, we don't have numbers only. We have names, we have addresses, we have phone number, we have alphanumeric number, and many more data. So you will work with files that have employee names, department, data, city, a mix of text and numbers arranged in a table. Panda is purposely built for exactly this type of data. With pandas, tasks like reading a CSV file, filtering rows, handling missing values, or summarizing a column, one line of code task that could take dozen of line in a plain Python. Like this, I already shown you doing increasing the salary of employees by 10% in plain Python. It can be few lines of code. With the help of NumPy, it is one line of code, but the limitation of NumPy is it can only work with the similar data type. That's why pandas came into the picture, and pandas can work with the different data types too. Okay. So let's jump on to VS Code and let's see the pandas thing, and then we will come to this PPT. This PPT is basically for you to have a picture on the screen and to understand the concept, but the major thing is we need to understand the code and data set also. So here I've seen what is series and real world analogy, data frame, and I will be jumping to this, but first let's see panda into action. So let me remove the sol, clear the console. Let me zoom on a bit, and it's simple. Let's import panda first. We have already installed it, so it's same like importing NumPy. Import pandas as pd, and you can name it whatever you want, but in professional world we say as pd only. And let's create departments. Like in example I've already given here, like department date, cities, employee names. So I'm just creating departments out of that data and equals to pd dot series. And first we see the code and everything, then we will jump onto that PPT and understand what is data frame and what is series. There is a huge difference between them, but let me complete the code, because after seeing the code, that explanation will be much more easier. HR, there one department is HR, the second department can be IT, let's say the other department can be sales, and let's create another department as marketing, and the other department can be finance. So these are the 5 departments, and let's directly print the departments. Okay, I was okay. Let's execute this. It's a 3 line of code, simple Python and app.py, and let's hit enter. Okay, let me zoom in. See, can you see 0 HR, 1 IT, 2 sales, 3 marketing, 4 finance, and here's D type means data type is string because everything is string. Yes, inside double quotes, which is nothing but string, and this is known as series. Series means starting from, because if you know the concept of array, it starts from indexing starts from 0. That's why here also it's starting from 0. So it's like numbering only with a series like 0 1 2 3. It's following a pattern, incremental pattern by 1. So 0 plus 1 and from 0 to 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is known as series. I hope you understand the example, because after this we will be seeing data frame also, but before that I just want to show you the series. And one common confusion for a beginner is a series with a plain Python list. A series has an index built in for analytical methods like mean and value count, but that value counts and everything we will be seeing in future, so I don't want to complicate stuffs right now. Okay, so let's now jump onto the PPT. And so now you will read and understand. I don't want to explain this. A single column of data with an automatic labeling, which is known as index, attached to each value. So we have seen HR 0, the second was I think IT, it was 1, third was sales, it was 2. So it nothing but series gives a index to each and every data. That's the definition of it. Okay, now let's understand data frame, because now throughout from right here right now up till ML AI we will be working with data frames only. You will also. Okay, so a data frame is a Panda most important structure. Think of it as multiple series combined side by side, forming a full table. Right now what we have seen is 0 1 2 3 4 and HR, IT, sales, marketing and finance. This is only if you consider 0 1 2 3 as a one row or one column, the other is the another column, but I consider as a one column only. But in a data frame you can have multiple columns, more than one columns, not one. We can have like Excel, it has n numbers of column, n numbers of row, and that's why you can't work with series. It is a huge data. That's why data frame came into the picture. So data frame is nothing but forming a full table with the rows and columns. This is what you will use 90% of the time as a data analyst. So let's understand with a real world analogy. If a series is one column of an Excel sheet, series is nothing but a one column. A data frame is an entire Excel sheet. Every column, every row, all connected together. Understood? You have a huge set of Excel sheets, and that Excel sheet with have a millions and millions of data is nothing but a data frame. Okay, let's now see the example of data frame itself. Let's clear the to clear the console, it's simply CLS and hit enter. Your console will be cleared, and let's see the example. So here to create example we need to have multiple rows and columns. So let's create that, and let me name it as employee underscore name, let's say colon. If you are doing this with me, I can copy paste this in live chat, so you don't need to type it manually. So let me do it. Let me give you this data itself. It will save our time. So this is the data, and let me also have this will save our time. So in employee name, I have Arav Sharma, Priya Nair, Rohan Verma, and they are with their departments respectively. Means Arav with IT, Priya with HR, and Rohan with sales, and with their salaries. So this is uh, multi rows and multi columns. Now we will create our first data frame. So how to do it? Now my screen is fully visible. So first thing first, we will give the variable name, and that is simply nothing but df, and equals to data frame is from pandas library. So pd dot, and the name itself is data frame, and we are converting the above data into data frame like this. Simple. This is how we have successfully created our data frame. If you print df, save it, let's print it. See, I've provided the data in this format, but here if you see, it is coming into an Excel sheet format with rows and columns. Yes, of course, it's a dictionary. So I was waiting for you all to identify the collections because it's equals to curly braces. This, the employee name is key, and this is the value. The department is the key, and this is the value. You are smart enough. Clap for you to identifying that data set is in a dictionary format. Tamin is the guy who identified quickly and correctly. Okay, and this type of exercise I will be doing throughout the live in coming live also. I won't explain you few things, and I just wait for you all to answer it because this was already explained by me in Python Bootcamp. Okay, but here once we converted the entire dictionary into data frame, you can see employee name has that key, employee name key has become the column key. This is column key, or you can say the column name, the department and salary. And the Arav Sharma is from IT and 6500. Priya Nair HR. If you see, this is paired in this way, how we declare it. So this is how your data frame is looked like. Means it's nothing but the Excel rows and columns. Okay, I hope you understand this, how to create a data frame, and after printing it, how it look likes. Okay, again here, beginner mistakes. So trying to create a data frame with column of different length. For example, I have 3 names, but department I have 4 department over here, or salary I have 5. So this is different column lengths. So Panda will throw a value error because every column must have the same number of rows. Understood? Or else I can, if you want to increase the column, I can say let's create let's say EMP number. Okay, and if I save this, okay, if I save this and re-execute it, let's see what happened. See, it generate an error. That's what I was saying, trying to create data frame with different columns. This is the error you will be facing. And of course, writing PD data frame instead of PD data frames simply means you will be thinking, sir has gone mad, what he's saying. Writing in this way instead of this, D should be capital, F should be capital. Here D is capital, but I have F small. This is also an error. Okay, because Python is a case sensitive programming language. Remember this, Python is a case sensitive programming language, and this is the most common typo beginners do. And on the interview, you won't get VS Code to code, you will get a for example, you will get a notepad or you will get a Google sheet, and there you need to code, and the interviewer will check, okay, if he doesn't know that F should be caps, then he doesn't know to code. Okay, so this is all silly or beginner mistake, don't do it. Case sensitive typo and this all. Okay, so I hope how to what is data frame and how it look like and what is the code, how to create it, you understand this very well. Okay, let's jump onto our actual live data, which is nothing but CSV. and let's make this thing now live, because we are working with the hard coded data here. We are generating those data, but now let's work with the actual data. Let me open the Excel file first. Yes, of course, not any small, but we will be doing real projects, because I have already promised you all in my uh, previous live video. We will be building profiles of data analysts, and of course building profiles we need to do a real world projects, and I will be doing that real world projects, creating the dashboard in Power BI or Tabular, and we have the graphical representation of the data in Excel, and of course the Python code will be there. So each and everything we will be doing, but to reach that level we need to understand this basics first. If our basics, the roots are strong, then that is also uh, in coming days, weeks or month we will achieve that very easily. Okay. Okay, so let me quickly open this. So let's meet our employees.csv. Now, this is the name of my Excel file, CSV file, and what it has 120 employees rows and 10 columns, 6 department, and 100% clean, zero missing value. And this I will be explaining you at the end of this live what this mean 100% zero missing value. And this is an ideal case for this live, but upcoming live this won't be there. This 100% won't be there. Okay. So to make this real, we are not going to use boring sample database. We are going to work with a dataset I have built specially for this bootcamp, this live, and styled exactly the way a real company's HR system would export it. So let me show you the Excel itself first, so you will also get a picture of it. So this is Excel. Not sure. Now I think this is visible to you all. So let's count the columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 columns, and there is 120 data. I think my face is coming here, but it's 120 only. That all the 120 rows are there, means there is 120 datas, 120 employees is there. Okay, the file name is employees dot csv. We have 120 employees data, and column name is here we can see the employee id, employee name, department, age, salary, experience, performance rating, project, city, and joining date. This is important because if you are working with any data in the real world, and this is the real world data set, this is an example of a real world data set. But if you are a data analyst and if you're working on a company, this type of Excel you will get. And mind it, we don't open the Excel. I'm just, for your case, I'm opening the Excel and showing it. We need to do everything with the help of Python only. Okay, let's jump on to, and the department. If you want to know the departments, such sales, marketing, IT, I've already just typed those department. I've add one extra one over here is operations, and of course I've took the realistic names of the employees. So because we should get the feeling of that we are working with the real data, and this is the real data. Of course, this is how might be the employee id will be different. For example, if you're working with the Google, it will be Google 001, Microsoft or IBM. So it will be depending on the how company stores the data, but this is a general, a standard format how they store it. Okay. So yeah, this 100%, if you want to know it, I can give you an example why clean data. I've just jotted down here also. So today data is perfectly clean on a purpose. So we are going, I will answer that Sandy in after a few minutes. Let me explain this point why clean data today. So we are going intentionally the clean data today. The messier data will be in I have divided this live into two parts. This is the part one where I introduce you all with the NumPy and Pandas and everything. In part 2, we will be working with the messed up data, means the arbitrary value, the missing values, the duplicate values, the formatting issue. In real world, this type of issue will be there in your CSV file. What are the issues? Missing values, duplicates, and formatting issue. But here I've took this data, this is completely clean, there is no duplicate values, there is no formatting issue, there is no missing values. So we can only focus and learn about the uh, and work with data frames and NumPy and Pandas. But in part 2, first we will be cleaning the data, and that is the first job of a data analyst, to get the data, to understand the data, and to clean the data. And then only mentally you map everything, and then you start coding it. This is how you work as a data analyst. Okay. Okay, now let me answer and switch to VS Code 2 and answer Sandy's question, which is also Polaris is replacing Panda. Okay, so this is again a debatable topic. If others doesn't know about what is Polar, so Polar is a powerful high performance alternative to Pandas, but it is not completely replacing it. uh, while Polar is often multiple threading and lazy evaluation. I don't want to go into the complications of this, because I know this video is for the beginner, so I don't want to go what is multi-threading and lazy evaluation and other things. And but understand this, it never replaced Pandas completely. The simple answer to it is because Panda has a vast ecosystem integration, and of course there is a massive community for Panda to support, and they are actively contributing to the Panda. This answer is completely for the Sandy. If others are getting it, it's fine. If not, just ignore this part. Okay, I've already shown you the data in Excel. Let's jump on to the VS Code, and let's start reading something from our employees.csv. So let me remove this data. Code. And let's start with first reading the file, because unless and until we read this file, we aren't able to access any data inside it. So this is the first thing for analyzing anything. You load the file. Load the file means but read the file into DataFrame here in our code, in our app document. To do it, there is a method called read underscore csv. Now, and thank you Shashank for letting me know that mic is misbehaving. Now I think it's fine, or just tell me. I hope now it is fine. Yeah, thank you. So before you analyze anything, you need to load the file into the data frames with the help of read underscore CSV function. What it do, it reads a CSV file instantly and convert it into a pandas library. I think when I'm coming too near to the mic, it is creating an issue. Okay, so I will be staying far away. So let's create our variable df equals to, and pd, the function is read underscore csv, and it is a function, so double quotes inside parenthesis which csv you want to load it in our code. So nothing but I want to load employees dot csv. Don't forget the extension. And now let's save it. If you want to print, if I print it over here, then 120 rows will be printed, and I don't want to print that huge data in my VS Code. So how we can check that we have successfully loaded our employees.csv on our variable df, and that Excel data has been loaded perfectly. So to do it, there is one function called head. So I will be using that head function over here, and I will just directly print df, and I will be explaining you what is head over here, but let's print the head first and see. So see, you can see up till 0 to 4 means 5 data has been loaded, and I can successfully see ID or employee name, department, age, dot dot dot, rating, project, CT, and joining date. Means each and every data has been successfully loaded from CSV to my df variable, and I've seen those data. So head is the method. It's nothing but it's used to show the first 5 rows by default. Means it will show first 5 rows by default. It's a quick sanity check to confirm the file loaded correctly. Understood why head is used? Thank you, Sandy. So this is the basic. Just understand, this is a boilerplate. This is a very first line of code in almost every real data analyst script. If you are working as a data analyst, you will find this line number 3 and line number 4. Whether you are analyzing a sales, HR, or finance data, it always start with loading the file. So you are loading the file and then you are checking it is it loaded successfully or not. Understood? Okay. Now there is one more. Let me just show you. Like head, it is, if head is there, we also have tails. So what it does, you tell me. Let me clear the console and let's hit. So the first is the head one, line number 4. We are printing the head, and the line number 5, the tail one is here. If you carefully see this, carefully see the data only, see the output. Let me zoom. Okay, zooming it won't help us. Okay, here if you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is head. So by default, head prints first 5. Head prints first 5, and of course it says 5 rows x 10 columns. You have 10 columns, so head will print all the columns but first 5 rows. And if in the tail, if you see 119, so it prints last 5. Understood this? What tails do? It prints last 5 data from below. So this is what, if you want to use head, you can use head. If you want to see the last data or print last data, you can print last data. So by default, head prints first 5, tails print last 5. Means bottom 5. Okay. This is how we check that employee CSV is loaded into our code or not, or else in plain English, are we able to access the employee CSV file or not. Understood? Simple. df.head, df.tail. Simple. If you want also want to check the shape, I've already told you about shape. It shows the number of rows and columns. So let's print the shape also, and the code is nothing but df.shape, and let's save it, clear the console and execute it. You can see the shape is nothing but first the row. We have 120 rows and 10 columns. Simple. This is the shape. Yes, you can use file handling, but that will take much more time, and the efforts behind the coding is compared to the simple read CSV, because this is specifically created to read CSV. As a data analyst, we work with CSV only, and this function loads CSV only. So use this only. This is the easiest one. And file handling, to open why file handling, we can open the image, we can open txt file, we can open HTML file, any type of file we can open with the help of file handling. but here we are specifically working with CSV. So just use read underscore CSV, or else you need to import the other things also. If you want to open the file, use the file using file handling, then the permission, write permission, read permission. Okay, why to go into that complex thing, Shashank? Okay, I hope you understand the head, the tails, the shape. Yes. So let me go further. Okay, I understood what is going here in live chat. This is how YouTube live works. I'm teaching a bit, few minutes or few seconds ahead, and you're getting it few seconds late at your end. That's why uh, there is a delay in answers and other things. Okay, no worries. Tamin, your answer is right for head and tails, and I will continue with the furthermore things. If I am only interested to know what are the columns inside my data. See, I've already shown you the Excel. That's why you know all the columns. But in real world, I've told you we never open Excel. We never touch Excel. So how we know what type of data is there? So to know it, we do df.head or df.tail. So it will show me the type of data, and of course my Excel file or CSV file is loaded in my Python code or not. So two things confirmed: the type of data, and of course the loading of the CSV file. Then I want to know the how many rows and columns I'm working. So that's why we use shape over here. And once we know the columns and the rows, so then we want to know this 10 columns. What are these 10 columns? What are the name of this 10 columns? So to know the name of this 10 columns, we use df dot columns. Okay, let's save it, and I will comment this out. Let's save it and execute it, and you will see all the names of the column is printed. So it says index. So Python treat them as index. So first is employee ID, employee name, department, age, experience, salary, performance rating, project, city, joining date, and they are a type of strings. If I open the Excel over here, you will find the same thing: employee ID, name, department, and so on up till joining date. Okay, it's the same thing, only because we are getting those data from employee.csv. Understood why df.columns is being used? It's simply to know what is the name of the index or name of the columns. Let's go further on, and there is one more. Let me comment the line number 8 and df dot info. This will, what is info will do? This will do a full health check on my data frame, and let's hit enter and let's save and execute this, and you will come to know what is info is used for. Okay, I hit enter, and this is the huge thing. First, it gives me entire thing, entire data. Okay, and it gives me entire data with certain informations. So first thing first, let's see, it gives me number of rows and number of columns, of course. And here, okay, everything is not bound method. Okay, everything is not visible in my, let me see if I can open this somewhere else. Okay, no issues, no worries. So on your system, just hit df.info. It will give you full health check. It will give you the range index. It's not showing here because of my screen width is not that big. And if you also see that there is a misalignment of from here with employee ID and name and other things. I've also tried to zoom out and zoom in, but it's not helping me out. So it will give me all the index range, means all the entry it has, means the number of rows. It will say 120 entries, and it will say from 0 to 19, and then the total number of columns. In our case, it is 10, and then it will start displaying everything. And of course, the type of the data we have. For example, if we have the combination of string and integer, so it will say this many integer, this many integer, and this many strings. So let me quickly show you the demo of this, how what I'm saying, how it will look like. So info will give you this type of output. This type of output will be generated on printdf.info. So it will say range index 120 entries 0 to 19, data columns total 10 columns we have, and this is how the column name will be displayed, column ID, non-null count, so it has all 20 data and it is not null, means it is not empty. And d type means data type is nothing but object. Where it is purely integer, it will say integer, and the type of integer is int64. So there are the multiple types of integers, means the long int, the short int, if you already know this. So this is long int 64 is long int, means it can store a huge value in a form of integer. For example, 10 crores, 1 billion, 1 million. So 1 million is in numbers, in numerical format, so it can hold that much. So joining date is an object, project is init, and department and employee name and employee ID is object. So how many in 64 we have? 5. So 1 2 3 4 5, it says d type 5, and how many objects we have? 5. And the memory uses is 9.5 plus kb to of this complete data. Okay, this type of data will be shown onto your display, but for me, due to the screen size or maybe some other issue, it's not displaying over here. But df.info will show you this type of data. Okay, so this is the single most important command for spotting data quality. Why? Because we know what type of data we are dealing. So int and object, and how many int, how many object, is there is a null value or not. So issue at a glance, if there is an issue, we can see here at one go only. It instantly tell you or me or us the data type of each column and critical columns, whether any value are missing, a column with a fewer null value entries, then the total row mean missing. For example, in our case, it's clean data, but if there is some missing values or some other arbitrary values, or the values is missing, it will show something else over here that we will be seeing in part 2, the next live. No worries, Saurav. This video will be offline, and you can uh, just what you have missed, you can go through it. Okay, and because today's data is clean, 120 non-null value is showing everywhere. In the next part, I will be just have the missing values or repeated values and arbitrary values, and then this I will be doing this pd.info, and then this non-null will not come, something else will be there. Okay, so if you understand print df.info and why it is important, so let's move on to the next part. And let me comment this, and this is very much important: head, tail, shape, columns, and info. And slowly but steadily, we are already entered into the domain of data analyst. If you're getting this and understanding it very well, then you are already started your journey as a data analyst. Okay, so let me remove this, it's now not use, and let's print. There is another thing, df.describe. There is a describe function. So what it will do, describe function is an instant statistics. It is an instance statistics. So what it will do, it will basically automatically calculates and summarize the statistics of our data. Statistics of data means, sorry, it will calculate mean, minimum, maximum, and more for each and every numerical value in the column. Okay, this is important. Why only numerical value? Because you can't do mean and minimum or maximum of your name, your department. If you're working for marketing department, IT department, you can't do mean. You can do mean, max, median, more, mode, and other things on numerical value. So it will work on numerical value only. So let's save it, clear the console and see the output. So you can see it does count. Let me zoom in so it is visible to you all. So if you see the count is 120, of course we have 120 rows. Okay, so 120 rows for age, 120 rows for experience, 120 rows for salary, performance rating, and object. Means this 5 data are in a format of complete pure number, and of course it should be, because we have already seen int 64 was 5, means we have 5 column which has pure numerical data. Now let's see, it's calculated the mean, and you know mean is nothing but the average. So it calculated the average age, average experience, average salary, average performance rating, average project. Now STD, what is STD stands for? Meantime, I will explain you the, it calculated the minimum age, minimum experience. Calculator means it find out the found that, and minimum it printed over here. Then what is 25%, what is 50%, what is 75%, what is max? This is easy, this is maths. First tell me what is STD. I will wait for your answer for a few seconds. Nobody knows what is STD. If not, then I can jump onto the STD explanation and continue. Or else you required few seconds for typing, because I know you all are typing. Medium, no STD. Okay, let me, I will explain you. Okay, first thing first, mean, you know, it is average. It's nothing but it's average. And STD means standard deviation. It means standard deviation. Then this mean means minimum, the least value. It will be displaying over here, means the minimum age, the minimum experience, the minimum salary, and so on. What is 25% over here? 25% is the first quartile, Q1, 50 is the second quartile, 75 is third quartile. Okay, and the max is nothing but the maximum age, the maximum experience. Now, what is quartile? Yes. The mic issue again. Now, it's fine. Okay, thank you, Sora, for that. Okay, I was explaining STD, which is nothing but a standard deviation. If you don't, if you're not uh, aware of what is standard deviation, it tell us about how spreaded the values are. For example, how I can explain this is the mathematical equation. Okay, so there is a mean, and your mean in our case, our mean is let's talk about the salary, which is 68,704. This is our salary. That is a mean salary. And standard deviation, if you see, is 19,626. This is a standard deviation. So most salary are around 68,000. The usually vary by about 19,000 above or below the average. So the average is 68,000, and the salary which is on the higher side, it is 19,000 on a higher side, or if it is on below, it is 19,000 below. Okay, that is known as standard deviation, if you get it out. So we calculate the STD, standard deviation, with the help of mean. First we calculate the mean, and that becomes our center point, and from our center point, how our value is spreaded, it can be above or below of our mean salary. Hope you understand this. It's simply how data is scattered, but the reference is mean. And same with the quartile, 25%, 50%, and 75%. This is known as quartiles. uh, if you want to know about the quartile, let's take an example of age. Let's understand with the example of age. Let me take, okay, let's take 25% of quartile, it's 31. So 25% of employees are age of 31 or younger. Understand this? Means out of 120, 25%, sorry, out of 120, 25% of employees are age of 31. Out of 120, 50% of employees are 39 in age. Out of 120, 75% of employees are 47 in age. Okay. So with this data, uh, how many percentage are left out here? How much percentage? Which is nothing but 25%. So with this data, I can quickly identify that only 25% are older than 47. Means they are older than 47, because 75% uh, are in the range of 47. So the remaining 25% are above 47. Understand this? So this is a bit technical in mathematics. The what is STD, what is quartile, 25%, 50%, 75%. But in my next live, I will come with a better example of math, so you all get this. Because in the next live, we will work with the arbitrary data. So numbers in age are upper bound. We can't say that is upper bound. It is like, let's consider with the uh, mean. Let's consider with the mean, and then we can't say upper bound, because saying that in upper bound, then it won't applicable on the experience, the salary, the performance rating, or the project. Because how I can explain this to you all without a mathematical example? Okay, let's understand this. Let's take 25% out of a 120 data. 25% of employees 31 or younger in age. 25% of employee is 31 in age or younger. So remaining 75 should be older than 31. So that's why how my data is true or not in age, I can see 50% should be more than 31. So 50% of the complete employee is more than 31, which is nothing but 39. So 50% of employees in my complete database are 39 or younger than 39, which means 75% should be more than 39. So 75% of employees are 47. This is how we see quartile, and we check the percentage increase. The age should also be increased, because the quartile of percentage check on that or lesser than that. It is true for that particular age or lesser than. Don't worry, I will come with a better example in maths. Yeah, that's exactly what you mean. I understood, but that definition of upper bound won't work with the other things here. Once we come with the other parameters, because it's not just the upper bound one, it also at the same number and below it. The younger means 31 and the younger. It's valid. The 25% is valid for 31 and younger. That means ultimately the remaining 75%. So remaining 75% you're considering as upper bound, that is true. But what about 31 and younger? So younger part should cover in that 31, means 25%. Okay, Saurav. Okay, I hope this describe is clear to you all. And why it is important? It is important because if you understand this data, within seconds you know the average salary is 68,700 and 4, but let's have 68,700. This is an average salary. The youngest and the oldest employee, we can see the youngest employee and the oldest employee too, and the typically performance rating without writing a single formula manually. So we haven't write any formula over here, nor for STD, neither for mean, nor for max, but we get all the data here in single line of code. Not just single line, I've just typed a single function only and we got everything. So by seeing it, we know the data itself. Okay, that's the power of Panda over here, and that's the power of data analyst. So someone was asking me, this all can be done by CA. No, CA need to perform so many stuffs to give this type of data, but for us being a data analyst, we just need to load the data in Python and we need to do df.describe. Done. Who will be faster, a CA or us? Of course, us. I'm not comparing that CA is not a good field. Of course, they are. But someone was saying, what is the use of data analyst if CA can do this? CA can do this. Leave it CA. Those who are good with mathematics, people like me, I am very good at mathematics. I can do this without pandas. But it will take me time to calculate mean, STD, 25% Q1, quartile in short known as Q1, Q2, Q3 and max, mean, median, mode and other things. But a data analyst can write 3 lines of Python code and done, voila. So in this generation, it's more about who is more accurate and faster. It's not about who is more accurate. Everyone will be getting the same answer with their own route, but who is faster? Data analyst is the faster one. With the help of Python, we are faster. Okay, understood. Okay, let's jump onto the further topic, and only few are remaining. So next is nothing but if I'm only interested in salary, if I'm only interested among 10 rows, I'm only interested in salary. So how to print it over here? So print, it's nothing but df and box bracket and salary, because they are all now a part of array, and we access any element of array with the help of box bracket, and I just want to display only the top 5 one. So to display the top 5 one, I am using head function. Let's save it, clear the console, and if you see the output, it's only the salary and the top 5. and the name, it says salary. The column name is salary, and the type is int64, means the salary data is in integer format. Understood? So you will do this constantly, pulling out just one column. In our case, it's salary column, to calculate average, or just the department column to see what team exists or not. So any type of column you will be doing this manually. I'm not talking about the department salary or anything. I'm talking about here is we in real world usually pull out one column, and to do it, this is how you do it. In our case, it's salary, but in real world, for if you are working with different data set, it can be different. If you want to work, if you want to pull out or work with different columns, how to do it? So let's change. Okay, I don't want to change this. Let it be here, and let's have multiple columns. So first is nothing but employee name underscore. I'm interested in employee name, and then I'm interested in this employee works in which department, let's say, and again let's call out the salary too, and make sure it is the column name is exactly how it is in the Excel, and we don't need to jump onto the Excel. Just do this df.head and you will get all the column names, or else you can do df.columns and you will get the all the column names, and it should be exactly same how it is there in the CSV file, or else it will generate an error. Okay, and here I'm only interested in the top 5. Okay, let's save it, clear the console, and let's see the output. It should print employee name, department, and salary. You can see employee name, first 5 name, department, and salary of them, of course. So this is how we check multiple columns, or we select multiple columns, and if we want to do some arbitrary things or change the value, update the value, update the department, update the name, we can do it. In real world, if your manager uh, doesn't want all the 10 columns, rarely they want all the 10 columns. Usually they are just only interested in 3 or 4 relevant ones for their specific reports. So this is how you build that focus view. So now I'm out of that 10, I've interested in the name, department, and salary, and now from here and to I will be working on this 3 columns and their data, and updating or manipulating this data. So what I can do, I can create my new df. So what I can do, I can take this complete code and store it into df1, df2, or whatever name you're using the new variable, and I can store that in the new variable, and I can perform few things on that. Okay, so what is a beginner mistake over here, and what we need to avoid to do it? So writing df with one box bracket, only one box bracket, this is a beginner mistake. One box bracket means single bracket. This throw a key error, multi column, this will throw a key error. So it should always be double box bracket, means multi column always need this double box bracket. Why? Because here we are accessing multiple columns. If you are accessing one box bracket is enough, but here we are accessing multiple columns, that's why this double box bracket is there. Okay, let's jump on to next topic, and let's wind this. There are only few remaining topics, and then I will be winding this live. Okay, let me comment this quickly, and let's jump on to the next topic. And let me also come to PPT. We have covered this, getting to know a new data set. So we have read the CSV, then we have seen the head and tails, we have seen the shape, we have seen the columns, we have seen the info, we have seen the describe. Everything I have covered, which is there in the PPT, and I've also shown you the code and explanation and output of it. So next topic is selecting rows and columns. Why iLoc was a lock, ILOC was a LOC, and this is important. So there is a huge difference between iloc and lock. So first we understand this. Iloc select rows and columns purely by their numerical positions, like counting seat in a row regardless of any label. Okay. If you want a real world use case, okay, it is useful when you need to grab and say the third record in the file, regardless of what the file is. Uh, Commonly, when spot checking a specific row in college, mention that third row, third guy, fifth row, first girl. This is how we identify, irrespective of their name. And LOC lock is selected row and column by a label or their name, the actual index or column name, not just the position. And the real world example is like same. On the third row, Raul, or fifth row, first girl Priya. So lock is with the name, iloc is only the index or the seat number. Where is the CSV file? Okay, in chat, if it's possible to share, let me try it. No. Okay. If you are on the Discord, I will share this file in the Discord. The people who joined, because it's not allowing me to share there. Let me share the file over here. I'm sharing it on the Discord. Okay. So here in the resource, I'm sharing the file. Yeah, I've shared the file in Discord in resources. And thank you for reminding me that, Tamin, because teaching live, I just miss few points that I need to share the files, and that for apologies for that. But yeah, thank you for reminding me, and I've shared in the Discord. You can download it from there. Okay, yeah, thanks you, Sora, for confirmation you received it. Okay, so I hope you understand the difference between iloc and lock, and let's now see the actual code and understand it deeply. Okay, let's clear the screen, and everything is commented, and make sure just that file has been loaded. Let's come here and print df.iloc, and let's say 2, and you will be understanding it by seeing output. And you can see the output is employee name, department, age, experience, everything. Every column is there, and you can see Suresh Iyer, marketing 27/6, the salary. And let's cross verify with our Excel. For your case, I'm opening the Excel, but in real time I won't open this Excel. So Suresh Iyer is EMP003. Let's remember, our indexing starts from 0. So Dia is 0, uh, Kritika is 1, and Suresh Iyer is 2. And in my code, if you see my index, I've told df iloc grab all the details of second index employee. So it got us all the detail of second number employee. Hope you understand this. This is very clear. For our case, it's third one, but indexing starts from 0. That's why we need to give it in that way. Okay, this is easy. I've already explained you. Now let's see for the other selecting by label. So let's print, and let me comment this line. Print df.loc, and here it, let's say I'm just changing the code, and let's say I'm interested in employee underscore name comma salary. And once I execute this, you will understand the difference between the output. I won't clear the screen. Let this output be there. And let's save this first and execute it. So let me maximize this. The first output is of iLock. The second output is, where can I download the CSV file? I've already shown you, it is there on the Discord. In Discord, you can see on the resource, I've already given you. Just click on this three dot and download symbol. Yes. If you're still facing an error, just let me know on the Discord. I think you haven't got the access to the Discord. Tamin, just introduce yourself on the Discord and I will give you the access, and then once you get the access, you will be able to download the file. Okay. So let's understand this. Here in lock, I've said I'm only interested in 0 to 4. This is slicing in Python, means I'm only interested in the 5 data, and that 5 data belongs to, I want employee name and their salary. So here if you see employee name and 5 data and their salary, and this 5 data is first 5 data, of course. So this is a huge difference between iLock and lock. iLock will give you all the data of that particular employee, which the index you have passed, and lock will, because it works with the naming of index, in our case it's column. Ultimately it's called index only, but it's column name for your better understanding. So column name, and of course how much data I want. So I only need up till 5. So that's why the code is dflock 0 to 4, then comma, and I want only 2 column names, means 2 column data. Why this is used now? Lock. So this is how analysts build focus filter mini reports. This is how you can I'm talking about lock, only lock. This is how you filter mini reports. Example, show me just name and salary for the first 5 employees. So this is how you can do it. Okay, directly by referencing column names, which is far more readable than remembering column positions. Okay, here you need to remember column positions. In iLock, here it printed all the data, but if you are only interested with the employee name and their age, then you need to remember employee name column index, so it is second, and then age index. Okay, and beginner common mistake is mixing up iLock and lock. Remember, I inside lock stands for index position number, and lock is nothing but a label names. This trip ups almost every beginner in their first week. So once you start working with iLock and log, you will be tripping this up. Hope this is understand. Okay. Okay, let's jump onto our PPT. And okay, live coding mini challenge and homework. So I've already show you loading all the head and shape and describes and salary department column, iLock and logs and everything. This is mini challenge I've designed for you all. So let's consider the mini challenge and homework together. You can do it as a homework. So your homework is print the dataset shape. We have already done this. What is a dataset shape? It is easy. Okay, show the last 8 rows. This is also easy. Employee name and city for first 10 rows. This is also easy. And iLock for the employee at row 25. I've shown you for employee 2. You need to show it for row 25 one. And find the maximum salary. I've already shown this in the live. So this is mini challenge. Consider the mini challenge in homework as homework only. And the homework is run df.info and explain it on your own words, and log for 3 columns over 10 to 20 rows. And this is how the interview will be happening. This type of questions will be there in interview, and of course on your job, this is what your manager will come and say into to you in English, and you need to perform it in codes. So that's how in live I've explained the concept to you, and then I convert that concept into the coding and showed you. So that this is how you need to do it. Okay, I will be copy pasting this thing in Discord. So make sure you perform mini challenge and homework. I've already shared the CSV file. So this all activity you need to perform on that data, and find the average age, experience, and projects, and try this value underscore count on department, and let me know the answer. So I've in this live I've not teach you what is value underscore count. So you need to perform on particular column, which is department, and tell me what is that all about. Okay, so we have come to the end part of this. Yes, I can't get the permission. Tami, let me. Yeah. Yes, you can get the permission, Tamin, but okay, I am Tamin. Okay, you all are introducing yourself, just your name. Why I okay, let me explain you why I've created this type of structure. The structure is important because here in Discord we are few numbers of people, and here in front of everyone, if you aren't comfortable to introduce yourself that I am Nilesh Maurya, I am full stack cloud engineer and an AI engineer myself. I've created a lots of real world application and solved many real time issues with the company. I've worked for many MNCs, and of course I've created many multiple machine learning models and AI in real time, and I have patents on my name. So this type of introduction, if I am not comfortable to do in the group, how you will be introducing yourself in while time of interview, because the first question the interviewer will be asking to you is introduce yourself, and the second thing they will then start asking about your projects and other things. So make sure you introduce yourself very well over here, because each and everything I'm doing over here is for you only, to build your confidence in, and nobody judging you. Everyone is beginner. I myself consider as myself a beginner, because each and every day I learn something new. And first thing first, be humble in learning. If you are humble enough, you will learn and grasp more. If you are very arrogant in learning, so you will learn that concept, but that arrogance won't make you reach anywhere. So always be humble once you start learning anything, not just programming, anything in life. Be humble. That's why I say I learn new things every day. Okay, you're welcome, Tami. So we are done with the today's live, and the next time what we are doing is something very important. Next live is very much important, because today we have worked with very clean data, and we have just learned about what is head, what is log, what is describe, what is info, and much more things, and understand the concept and what is the pandas, what is NumPy, what is data frames, and how to read the CSV file in our code. The simple basic things we have learned in this, but in real world we won't get the data this sorted. So data will be, there will be a duplicate data, arbitrary values, wrong values, alphanumeric values, missing values. So first thing first, we need to clean the data. That's why the next live is very much important, because first we will be cleaning the data, handling missing values, and then we will be learning dropna and fillna, and find and removing the duplicate values. So first thing first, as a job of data analyst, you will be doing this all things. Okay, so here is something important to understand before we close this today's live. The employees.csv file we explored today is perfectly clean. Okay, so in live 2 means the other the second part of the live, which I'm coming on Sunday 11 a.m. IST, which is Sunday morning 11 a.m. and we are going to take the exact same data set. I won't change anything. The column will be the same and everything will be the same, but the one inside out, and stimulate what happens in the real world. Some salary I will be taking out, some salary means it will go missing, some employee records get accidentally duplicated, some column names comes inconsistent format, And this is I will be doing intentionally because the fastest way to learn cleaning data is to first deeply understand what needs to be clean over there. Okay, if you are not understanding the CSV, if you're not understanding the data, if you're not understanding what needs to be clean, then ultimately what code you are going to do, what cleaning things you are going to perform on that data. That's why in first live only in the roadmap I told you we need to understand the data first, then only we can do anything. Okay, so the next part, the Sunday live, is very much important because we will be renaming the columns, filtering the data, sorting the data, and we will be doing a mini project cleaning and summarizing a messy HR data set. Okay, so today you have learned to read the data like an analyst. Next time you will learn to fix data like one, because in real world nobody hands you a perfect Excel sheet. Complete your homework, which I will be providing you in the Discord, and I will be seeing you in the next live. Great job today, those who were learning and doing the codes and everything with me. Great job to you all, and kudos to you all, those who are understanding the concept. I know data analyst, we are starting with a data analyst, and in first it won't be that easy, but sooner or later it will be much more easier to you all. So I will wait for a few seconds. If there any doubt regarding today's live, let's clear that, or else I will wind up after a few seconds. Meantime, I will explain the Discord things to you all. Okay, yeah, now you have explained. I am being working as an assistant teacher at reputed English medium school. Oh, you're also a teacher. For 1 year, I am intended to shift my career towards data analyst. Yes. Welcome to Code with NM family, and we have a educator on board and people. Uh, uh, what is the subject you teach? If you're comfortable to comment in the live chat or on Discord, it's fine. I'm just curious to know because I'm teaching from last 14 years. So, and others, I can see many of you like Sakshi, Sujit, Anishka, Sanjot, Kishore, you, Teja, you all have joined the Discord, Nagesh, but you haven't introduced yourself in introduce channel. Please make sure you introduce yourself in the introduce channel, and then I will provide the access to you all, and everything will be accessible to you all. Okay, make sure you introduce yourself. That is a purpose. I have done this, and I've already explained the purpose to you all. Okay, let's wind the session. Enjoyed your explanation and all the concept regarding NumPy and Pandas. Thank you so much. And again, welcome to Code with an NM family. This is a beginning, and it's for you and for everyone that I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to make you market ready data analysts. So make sure you join my every live. And take care. God bless you. See you in the next live, which is nothing but on this Sunday, 11 a.m. IST. I need to go through on the study. Yeah, of course, this video will be available offline, and I will be adding the timestamp. If you are not sure what is timestamp, let me quickly show you what are the timestamps and how it help you. Let me open my any video. Okay. Okay, let me open my playlist. Here is a playlist. If you are not aware of the playlist, this is Code with NM channel. I go on the playlist and I click on this one. And I don't want copyright and other things from YouTube because watching our own videos is against the YouTube policy, so I can't watch it. But yeah, let me hit on the hash 8 one. Okay, and here Here, if you see, there is a timestamp I have added. If you are not able to see that part, just come to the description, and here you can see the chapters. In chapters, I have already, let me zoom in a bit. I think now it is visible. Here I have just added the time and the timestamp that at 3 minutes 20 seconds I have installed fast API in VS Code. So you can go through the topics those you are already interested in. For example, you know how to read and create you need you already know how to create a get call and post call in fast API. You need to know the put and delete, or else you have joined me in between. You have already learned about the delete call, but only interested in get and post. You can click on here, just click and it will take you there, or else you can click from here also. It shows that 2 minutes 9 seconds. uh, so this will help you, the timestamps will help you to learn and iterate the concept. Means I forgot about the get part in fast API. I can just come to the comment description session and just hit on this. It will start from the get part. Okay. I know you all are smart enough, and why I'm explaining this. I know you already know about what is timestamp and how to use it. You are all Gen Z and know much things about technology more than me, I think. Okay. Okay. God bless you all and meet you at Sunday 11 a.m. IST. Take care. Bye.